Now, I know by now y'all have heard a million stories about Ime Udoka and the whole situation that's going on with the Boston organization. Of course, like I said, he got caught cheating. Now, I had no idea that he was even with Nia Long. But this whole situation with him cheating on his wife and messing with another staffer, they've been coming up with all type of rumors. They got the rumors that it might be somebody who's in the upper management who's cheating. He was with their wife. It's all type of different stories. But yeah, just an ugly situation, man. Real ugly situation. Now, I remember Ime Udoka, man, up there with the San Antonio Spurs. It's funny, man, them dudes always getting caught in some crazy-ass scandal like this. He already had Tony Parker and shit he was doing with Brent Barry's wife while they were playing together on San Antonio. They almost got him kicked off the team. But, yeah, dog, it's all type of shit like that goes on in the NBA and just everywhere, man. Especially in work environments, man. It's all type of stuff, man. It's all type of stories, man. And people gonna fuck, man. It's just the reality. But you've been seeing the different stories, man. Of course, he's suspended for a year. It's messed up. I mean, he deserves it. I'm just saying it's a messed up situation because, you want to see somebody like him. You want to see a, continuity. With him, they just went to the finals last year. You want to see, the continuity and, as a fan, from a fan perspective, and see what the Celtics, how they're going to bounce back. But, it is what it is. Real life gets in the way. But if that's Boston's, if that's the rules, whatever they have on the books, got to abide by it. It's up to, the organization to make that decision. Now, if they're doing something that's, not the right thing, that's, above whatever it says in the books, which most jobs say you can't, especially when you have a specific type of position, you can't be, fraternizing with the staff because it can create all type of conflicts of interest. So, it's just different organizations, different, jobs and, stuff, different things, man. People have their own rules and stuff. And so Boston has a way that they move. But I saw a lot of the conversation was being brought up, and this was, even brought up on ESPN, was, it's not a situation. It was a consensual, from what they was known at that time. Now, I've seen reports saying that he was harassing, it started off consensual and then it got to the point to where he started harassing her or something like that. Like I said, a lot of this is speculation. A lot of this is all speculation about what's come out or whatnot. But at the time, with the information and some of the information that's been, confirmed, it was a consensual relationship. And this was brought up by Stephen A. Smith on First Take. His question was basically, why is Ime Udoka the only one being, punished for his actions? Now, of course, he's gonna, get, people are gonna ask if Ime Udoka is not on the sideline or anything like that. People are gonna ask. They're gonna speculate and they're gonna ask, why is he not there? Of course, that person could get suspended. Nobody would give a damn because fans don't give a damn about that other person. But, but it was even stated by the Celtics management that Udoka would be the only one being punished. Now, I don't think there's been anything extra since then. I'm not sure if they have punished Stafford, but they said then that that would be the only punishment. Like I said, I don't know if there's been reports that this whole thing was worse or whatnot, but given the information that was put out by the Celtics at that time, and that's what the media is going to run with. That's what they're going to talk about. So given that information of which was what was known at that time, Stephen A. Smith was asking the questions, which was relative to that information that was disclosed. why is he the only one that's being punished? And Malika Andrews, she's been the host of NBA Today kind of since the whole Rachel Nichols thing that's been going on, but she comes out and just starts going at Stephen A. Smith, man, in just the most disrespectful, rude way possible.
Stephen A., with all due respect, this is not about pointing the finger. Stop. We are not here, Stephen A., to further blame women. That is not why we are here.
First of all, let me be very clear. I don't appreciate where you're going with that. I'm not blaming anybody but Ime Udoka. He deserves, the fact of the matter is, I've said he deserved to be fired if they were going to fire him. If you're not going to fire him, then don't fire him. My issue is all of this being publicized. The point that I'm trying to make is just like you're not mentioning. Excuse me. I listened to you. You're the one telling me to stop on my show. It ain't happening. Okay. I didn't come out with the report about a consensual relationship. I didn't come out with the report ahead of time leaking that they were going to suspend him for the year. They did that. That is the issue that I have. Nobody's trying to protect Ime Udoka, and certainly nobody is trying to protect is to excoriate the women involved or anything like that. I'm talking about how things of this matter are usually handled from an HR perspective, from an organizational perspective. That is not consistent with what we have seen throughout the years. That is the only point that I was trying to make.
Appreciate that.
There's a way to, make your point and, want to take your stand, but to come on this show and talking about stop and being condescending, which, you see a lot, man, especially with a lot of these women, especially celebrity and media, they just feel like they're just justified, and they just got a lot of fucking audacity, man. Just rude, man. Just rude. Want to villainize everybody and try to, that was wrong, man. That was completely wrong the way she came at it. But, and then the what she was implying, that Stephen A. was blaming women. So now we've made it this whole gender thing again and made it like, a bunch of victims because, of course, the people on the internet were, now I don't know if they did this on TV or whatnot. I don't think they did this, but people on the internet, of course, like they always gonna do, they started speculating, well, who's the staffer? Because the Udoka's, and like I said, people are gonna, of course, Udoka's gonna be in the spotlight, but people are gonna be wondering, well, who's the second person? Who's the person that the whole story's been confirmed and everybody's talking about it, so they want to know who's the other parties involved. And like I said, it was consensual, so they both were engaging in the act. Now, if it's something to where it's, I don't know how Boston has it, even in the event that it was just a consensual thing, maybe it's something to where the rules are as a higher up, you can't do it. You can't mess with a lower employee, but the lower employee can't get in trouble for it. It's just all the responsibilities on the higher management. I don't know. But Stephen A. was asking these questions, and Malika Andrews turned it into the whole feminist agenda bull crap. That was so low. And it was uncalled for. And she just inserted it, just shoehorned it in. But that's where we are today, dealing with a lot of fucking idiots, man, on television. She's a fucking idiot, and I'll say why, because what she did next was even lower. What she did next was even fucking lower. But going back, before I get into that, just going back into this whole feminist agenda that she tried to put on, talking about blaming women and this and that. Women are not babies. By taking this stance, like I've said before, by taking this stance and trying to make women like they're just, if women are vulnerable, and weaker, then just say that. Mentally weaker, not just physically, but mentally weaker. If that's what you're trying to apply, that's what you want to say, then just say that then. But you can't have your cake and eat it too. If y'all have the mental capacity of a child, then say that. So we can take responsibility, so men can take responsibility off you, and then don't be talking about equality and all this crap. But y'all grown people, y'all do have the mental capacity. But this is all part of this whole agenda because, like I said, it causes resentment. It causes, creating more victims out of more groups. And like I said, a lot of stuff is justified. But then you have the stuff where they're just going way too far with the shit. And this is a prime example of it. She wouldn't know damn if it's under the information that was presented at that time. Now, if what they're saying is true, that he kept harassing her and stuff like that, that's terrible. And it had to be something really bad for it to be a whole year. And I think they're gonna get rid of him when it's all said and done. I don't think that for them to suspend him for a year, I don't see them moving forward with him. But who knows? It had to be serious, and I believe it had to be more serious. But given the information, just based off what Stephen A. was saying, and if you have more information, then say it. But don't imply that he's sitting up there trying to attack women, and what we're not going to do is attack women or whatever she was saying. Bullshit. That was the biggest piece of shit move I've ever seen. But then not only did she do that, like I said, like women just don't have any responsibility and they can't make decisions. She was just some helpless person. Even though it was consensual, she couldn't help herself. Stupid. What an idiot. It was that part of the crap, and that's why ESPN's they've suffered. That's why their network has suffered, man. But then she pulls this crap when talking about later on her show. Not only, and then Kendrick Perkins said the same thing on his show, and she basically, intervened in and then basically ended his, his talking time to move on the show because basically trying to say the same thing, and but let's get to what she did afterwards when they basically announced the assistant coach. What's in it? Mazzulla? Was it John Mazzulla or something like that? He's half black, half Italian, dude. You get up there and you announce that he's going to be the assistant coach he's going to be the head coach in the meantime. And then you say, well, we'd be remiss not to state his criminal history from 13 years ago that got settled in court. And it's from 13, the dude was in college. And you just had to bring it up. He had nothing to do with it. You just threw a shot, just threw him completely under the bus. What a piece of fucking garbage, man. What a piece of garbage you are. No apology or no nothing. Because these idiots think that they're justified. They think they're the moral high ground. They're just perfect. But this is what society is built. Created monsters. They're creating all type of monsters because they want to do this on purpose. Because they want to create the division. They want to create the conflict between all the different groups, and they want to create resentment. And what we can't do as people is start having resentment. We can't start having resentment for women. We can't start having resentment for a person because of their race, gender, whatever it means. You can't start having a generalized resentment. Deal with people individually based off the merits of the things that they do. Deal with people individually. But she's a piece of crap. Her individually, there's a lot of cool women that are on that, probably on that network, but Malika Andrews is a piece of crap. For her to bring up the dude's criminal It's not even, I mean, he probably made a mistake. Like I said, he's in college. Everybody makes all type of mistakes. I've done crappy things in the past. But we move on and we learn from our mistakes. We don't make the same mistakes again. We do our best not to fall into that shit. Right? What have you done since you so perfect, Miss Andrews? And maybe she was reading from the teleprompter, but she fell into that trap. She couldn't control herself because she gonna do what she needs to do. She gonna take a stand, act like she's taking some stand any other time, but she gonna go and do whatever she needs to do to keep her job, huh? Garbage, man. Ooh, man, I just don't know. Just don't know. I'm glad Stephen A. Smith checked you on your shit. Let you know that you got he let you state your piece. You still tried to start talking over him. He cut you off. Told you this is my show. Don't come on here talking about stop. Woo, man, these people have gone insane, man. They are insane. We got a lot more stories, man. A lot more crazy shit that's been going on lately. We'll get into it. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and these people like this, man, this shit's got to stop. These people are problems. They are problems. They claim to be the good people, and they're just some of the worst pieces of shit ever. Some of these people who are these virtue signalers, they're the worst pieces of shit ever. I'll holler at you later.